As you guys know, the earbuds that have been in my ears as of late have been actually really weird earbuds. They've been the Sony Link Buds Pro. And one of my favorite things about these guys is actually the case that they live in. It's very, very small and it feels really nice in the hand. But there's one thing about it that I wish was different, and I wish that other companies did, and that is to make this case, instead of out of plastic, out of metal. Metal always feels good, right? It's like Surface Duo that I daily drive because I'm a crazy person. Glass is fine, but like other Surface devices, if they had made it out of magnesium, I would have loved it even more. So what would you do if I told you there existed a set of inexpensive wireless earbuds that had exactly that? A metal case? What would you say if I then showed them to you? These are by a company called Studio Nod. These are called the Freenods. And they are true wireless open fit earbuds. They've got that AirPod style going on to them. They've got 13 millimeter drivers, which are pretty solid. There you do see that AirPod-esque styling. We're going to take a closer look at all of this here in a little bit. And here we talk about that durable anodized aluminum case. I'm really excited to see how this case feels. I think these look tremendous. They look delightful. I love the styling on these. And all of that stuff is well and good, but I've actually got these things here. So let's unbox them. Let's try them out and let's see if they're worth the $80. Jumping to the overhead camera here, we have Freenod True Wireless Earbuds. I like this box. It's very, very orange. Here's an interesting thing that you might not notice right off the bat, but I noticed. This is embossed. The earbuds are slightly raised on the box themselves, so you can feel the texture there. That's a nice touch there. And overall, this box just feels really premium, but it also feels like a box I'm going to struggle to open. Let's see if I can get this lid off of here. Oh, we made a little progress. I'm able to grab a hold of it now. This is a tight fit. It's like vacuum sealed. And there's foam inside. There's foam inside this box here. This is great packaging. And here are the Freenod earbuds themselves, and I can already feel they are cold to the touch. They feel heavy, which I normally wouldn't like, but because they're metal, I'm kind of into it. There you go. Studio Nod, they say there, and they feel very good. They're cold to the touch. That is that aluminum. Let's open them up here. That's a little bit weird. So the logo is on the back. I expected that to be the front. That's actually the back. When you open them up, boy, those are some orange earbuds. The color here looks a bit like UT Vol orange, but it's more like a mango, which the other camera will probably show it better. And those are the buds themselves. They are the most orange earbuds I've ever seen. Looks like a pairing button there. That was a tight magnetic fit there. Man, those just go in there. Probably a pairing button there. Of course, USB-C there. They don't want to open up on their own. There's no sort of click or anything. They just drop into place. It seems to be magnetically held together. And of course, there's your hinge on the back side. Quite an interesting hinge mechanism, but it does seem to work pretty well. In the box, we have a USB-C cable, which, you know what, feels like a pretty solid feeling USB-C cable. I really dig the presentation here. Presentation matters to me, and they're doing a good job with this. Look how long this USB-C cable is. It is a USB-C to A, which is a little bit lame, but it's got that kind of like soft touch rubber to it, and this thing's got to be like 3 feet long. This is a good USB-C cable. And then we do have a user guide, which we are actually going to leave out for the controls. Put all this aside now, and let's take a look at how the Freenod wireless earbuds feel in the ear. Obviously, there's no ear tips in here to change, so they are what they are. That color looks a bit more accurate, but it still isn't quite right. I have to tell you here. Let's go back to the picture-in-picture, because I'm not capturing the color correctly. If we look at that, that's what they look like. They look mango like that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But like I said, there's no ear tips. So these are just going to just sit in there like the AirPods do, which that is something you're either going to like or you're going to dislike. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't usually wear the open earbuds because they usually feel like they're going to fall out of my ear. And maybe that's a thing that you're going to feel as well. A benefit of them is that I can hear the outside world relatively well. Obviously, not as well as I do when I'm wearing my Sony Link Buds because there's a hole in the middle of them. But I can hear the outside world relatively well. And honestly, these feel quite comfortable. Now, will they stay in my ear for the shake test? Let's find out. Kind of, yeah, mostly. They've not really slipped. I guess we need to go ahead and pair these guys and see what they sound like now. So jumping into my Bluetooth, they appeared immediately. Let's go ahead and pair them. Pair it with Freenod. And I got quite a lovely little chime that went from one ear to the other. And again, these presentation things matter. A lot of these cheaper wireless earbuds, when you put them in, the voice sounds robotic and weird and odd, and the chimes sound hollow and weird, and that's always a problem for me. This sounds pretty good already. Now, from the instructions here, which are very, very brief, it looks like all we have here is a double tap to play pause and a triple tap to activate voice assistant. So the controls are going to be, I mean, look, they're going to be easy to remember because they're apparently very basic, but there you go, they're very basic. So let's open up YouTube Music. Let me listen to a song here real quick. Let's see what they sound like. Of course, as always, Hook by Blues Traveler. Dynamic song, a lot going on. How do these things sound? Let's try this. Okay, play pause did work. They sound pretty solid. I mean, anytime you're dealing with earbuds that don't seal in your ear, you're going to lose some punch, you're going to lose some bass, and that's definitely happening here. But there still is a relatively large amount of bass. They still do sound pretty good. Again, they're never going to sound as good as earbuds that properly seal in your ear, but maybe there are other benefits here. I mean, one benefit is that I can hear the world around me. If I'm letting this play, and I turn this down to about mid-volume, I can hear my voice just fine. I can hear whatever's around me quite well. No problem at all. Now, if you want something with ANC, again, this is not going to be for you. It reminds me of, again, the Link Buds, because they're designed to let sound into your ears as well. And that's definitely what's going on here as well. But they are kind of leaning more towards sound quality. I would argue that these probably sound better than something like the Link Buds. So you're kind of shifting slightly in one direction. So the Link Buds are better at letting sound in, but these are better at sounding good. Not a huge jump, but it's definitely there. These do sound quite good. I do want to mention that the stems are enormous. These are 100% meant to look like AirPods, but they're much brighter than AirPods. I can actually now feel this one just kind of shifted in my ear a bit. Make sure they're in there good. Let's try the triple tap to trigger the assistant. It did just pop up. It was pretty slow, and I also did not get a chime telling me that it had activated, which is kind of a problem. 1, 2, 3. Again, there it is, but I have no notification telling me that it's popped up. I'll let you see this in real time. 1, 2, 3. That time I got a chime. That's weird. Is it just this one? 1, 2, 3. So when I do it on this here, I get no chime. When I do it on this here, I do get a chime. That's really weird. But you can see that the assistant is working. I guess I should test something with it here. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Play my super mix. That time I got a chime in the right earbud as well. So I don't know why the chime is inconsistent, but sometimes apparently it's there, sometimes it's not. It did hear that. It is now playing my super mix. Let's do 1, 2 to pause it. And we have paused. Okay, so I would say that look, the stems are big, but they're a big target area to be able to play pause these things. Now, they do say that you're going to be able to get 32 hours of listening time with multiple charges in the case for more than 4 hours of nonstop listening on a single charge. So that's pretty decent battery life. And given how heavy this thing feels, being that it is metal, you might as well slap a giant battery in there. I guess we should get a weight on this thing too. Let's do that now. So a single bud only weighs about 2 grams, which is very, very light. So altogether, buds in there, you're 59 grams. Comparing that to something like the Link Buds, which are 40 grams, and then the individual buds in there should be around about the same 3 grams. So you're about 1 gram apart, which is actually pretty impressive that these things only are weighing 2 grams when they're actually relatively large. That time it's weighing 3 grams. These things are very sensitive. So you're right in the range of a standard set of wireless earbuds in terms of weight in the ear, but the weight in the pocket is going to be a bit heavier. Let's do the pocket test here. How do they feel in the pocket? Really, actually, not that bad. They're relatively large. You can definitely feel the weight in there, but because of how smooth and almost soft it feels, I don't think it's going to be that bad to keep in your pocket, although I do think that something smaller is always going to be better. I'll just say this, the overall presentation of these things is not the presentation of an $80 set of earbuds. Right down to when you put these things in your ear, that chime you hear is nice and bassy that lets you know these things are on. The way that touch response is working. Do we have in-ear detection? In-ear detection is there as well. These things are packing in a lot of really nice things for an $80 set of earbuds. So I would say if you're looking for something that's going to stand out and look a little bit wild, and they do have different colors here, which we could take a look at now. So of course I have the neon orange model, which looks neon orange. There is a dusty pink. There's a classic blue, which I quite like the look of that, actually. The case has even got a blue tint to it. That is pretty cool. And then there is the charcoal gray as well. You could get something that's going to look a bit brighter and a bit more interesting than a set of AirPods for quite a bit cheaper with some pretty nice things going on. Pretty darn good sound quality. I would say good battery life. These things are pretty solid. Look inside the USB-C port. It's orange inside there. They've really not missed any details. The attention to detail on these, again, not indicative of an $80 set of earbuds. So thanks to Studio Nod for sending these things over to me to test out. If you want to check these out, there will be a link in the description down below. If I wind up getting a promo code from them to give you guys, I will place it there as well. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you should probably go ahead and subscribe since you clearly enjoyed the video, having made it all the way to the end, and you don't want to miss the next one. I'll see you on that next video, and until then, stay nerdy, my friends.